Okay guys, in my last community post I asked you about the visualization of force path. Okay, and here you can see that almost more than 80% has find this difficult. Okay, so in this video I am going to discuss about how to visualize force path in any structure. So if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe and also press the bell icon so that in future you can be benefited. Okay, so to discuss about how to visualize the force path in any structure, I will consider a pipe rack. Here you can see this is the long direction and this is the transverse direction. We have a braced bay along long direction, and also we have plan bracings. Okay, so before diving into this complex structure, let's discuss about this simple 3D structure. Here I have applied a load at the center, so of course it is going to be transferred to all this beam first, then from this beam to this column, and finally to this column to this foundation. That's it. But if I apply this load at the center of this beam, it is not going to be transferred through this beam. Got it? It is simply going to this column through this beam, or to this column through this beam. And let's say now we are applying a load at the center of this column, so now it is not going to be transferred through any beam. It is directly going to this foundation through this column. Okay, so why this is happening? Because load always follow the least path or the shortest path. So this is all about gravity load or vertical load. What about the lateral load? Well, let's say I have applied a lateral load like this, so it is going to be transferred like this. No, it is going to be transferred first to this, then to this, then to this, then this one, then this one, then this one, then finally to this point. That's it. And if I apply lateral load here, just like before, it is going to here, and finally to this point. This is the shortest one. Okay, now consider our structure. Here first we are applying the vertical load at this transverse frame. Okay, now if we represent this transverse frame, this is the hinge and these are moment connected, and I have applied the load like this. It's very easy. It's going to come first to this column or to this column, then it's going to this foundation. Very easy for vertical load. What about the lateral load? Let's say I'm applying lateral load here due to maybe wind or earthquake. Okay, or here. Okay, so how these loads are going to be transferred? Okay, so even if you are applying this load at this point, is it going to be transferred to this foundation? Let's see. So this is the column, this column. Let's say this is the column, this one, this is the column, this one, and this is the column, this one, and we have vertical bracing. This is represented by this bracing, and we are applying lateral load here. Got it? So it will travel to this point, and from this point it will travel through this bracing and go to this foundation. This is the shortest path. Okay, now let's consider another type of lateral loading. Let's say in this transverse frame we have lateral load due to frictional load coming from pipes. Okay, so you have applied lateral load here, so now is it going to be transferred to this foundation as it was in case of vertical load? No. Why? Let's say this is the lateral load. Okay, simply we have represent this one to this simple 2D picture, and finally we have a braced plan brace bay. Okay, this is the bracing, this is the bracing. Here you can see, and this bracing is connected to this column, which is eventually connected with this foundation by this vertical bracing. Okay, so this lateral load is now producing some reaction here and here, and also this one producing some reaction here and here. These are connected by beams, these beams. Okay, so actually I can say these lateral loads are transferred through this strut due to this reaction, and also these are transferred through this strut, finally through this strut, and they reach to this point. From this point they actually travel through this plane bracing and reach to this column point. Got it? And this point or this point or this point, this is connected to this foundation through this vertical bracing, so the load actually going to this foundation. So you are applying load here and it is traveling through this strut, and finally to this bracing, and finally to this foundation. This is the beauty of structural engineering. You are applying load here and that is being carried out by this foundation. Okay, so that's it. If you like this video, don't forget to share it.